a nomad. I said, tell me your story. He took out a notepad and wrote something for me. Then he kept walking on down the road, and I watched him disappear like smoke. And I thought I'd just seen a ghost. Then I looked down at what he wrote. It said, son, when you grow up you'll be fine. I know you've got questions on your mind. Life is gonna happen one way or the other, whether you like it or not. Stop looking for the answers and you'll find what you've got.
Good morning, my sweet friends. I am greeting you this morning from Joshua Tree National Park. I came here for sunrise this morning at like 6:30 and it did not disappoint. It was a really, really beautiful morning. I just got back to the van. I changed my shirt already. I'm wearing a sun shirt now. I was wearing a hoodie this morning because it was cold. Now it's getting hot. It's supposed to be very sunny today and get up into like the high 80s, I think. So it's gonna be a warm one. Usually I do my national park trips in like one day and it's very hectic and I'm kind of in a rush the whole time trying to see everything, but I decided that I was actually gonna book a campground here in the park for tonight into tomorrow. So I can check into my spot at noon today. I have to check out of it at noon tomorrow, but that's honestly like a huge luxury for me because now I can kind of take my time, do a little bit of the park today, do a little bit of the park tomorrow. I'm thinking I'm gonna get to the campground sooner rather than later, just because I always get nervous on hot days leaving Olive here in the van. To be clear, she is always more than comfortable. I have the AC unit back there running for her. I have windows down. She's always very well ventilated, but it just makes me nervous to not have my eyes on her in case anything, malfunctions, anything turns off. I prefer to just be with her on days that are kind of uncomfortable outside. So I think we're just gonna see a couple more areas of the park this morning and then go check into the campground, which means she'll also be able to kind of walk around there and explore at our campsite, which I think she would enjoy doing. Another thing to note, I have sort of an interesting situation on my hands because I don't have any cell service at all here inside the park, which that's not unusual. That's actually the case for a lot of the national parks that I've been to. But I got here earlier than the rangers were staffing the entrance stations. So normally I'd be able to get a map from them as I'm coming in, and there wasn't anybody there this morning. So I don't have a map from the park, and I don't have service to look up the area. So I am doing this for the first time. I am actually using the 2 books that I have here in the van that are like national park books that have these little maps on them. They don't have a lot of the things that I know exist here and a lot of the attractions that I would like to see, but at least I have a general guide of where things are. I think I know where my campsite is. We will soon find out. But I think the only places I'm going to try to go to today are Barker Dam and Skull Rock. We'll see how this goes. I'm sure some of you are like, why don't you just go to the visitor center or go back to the entrance station and ask them for a map? And I could absolutely do that. I just kind of think it would be more fun to do it without it and just see how it goes. So that's the plan.
Are you hearing my words I'm saying to you? 'Cause I'm looking in your eyes, you're looking past mine, but I'm just trying to break the cycle. Why are you staring at the door like I'm in the way? If you're leaving, that's fine, but don't forget your pride, 'cause I'm just trying to break this cycle. Are you? Are you? Are you? If you wanna go, I'll stay away. If you wanna go, I'll stay away. If you wanna go, I'll stay away. If you wanna go, I'll stay away.
I changed our plans a little bit. So I did go to Barker Dam first, which was such a pleasant surprise because I was fully expecting that there wasn't going to be any water, and there was. I think that's highly unusual for this time of the season, so they must have gotten rain recently, and that was very lucky for us. And then I just came here to our campground because I noticed that there is a trail that runs from this campground to Skull Rock, which was the only other thing I wanted to see today. So I figured I would just come here first, park, get us settled. I made lunch. I've let Olive have some outdoor time, and then I'm gonna walk the trail to Skull Rock in maybe a couple 30 minutes or so. I really love this campground, you guys. I think we got really lucky because some of the spaces are oriented kind of like parking spaces where you're right next to your neighbors, and then other ones like this, you pull up kind of parallel to the road, and we have this whole area completely to ourselves. And I know that the campground is fully booked for the night, so by the time everyone is arriving this afternoon, I think all of the spaces are going to be taken, but right now we kind of have the whole street to ourselves. So I figured it was a good idea to just let Olive have her outdoor time now, and she is thoroughly enjoying it. What do you think? You guys see her? Nope. Okay. All right, I'll catch you after Skull Rock.
Getting late, I shouldn't sit here contemplating. I just can't stop thinking about us. I won't forget a single thing, from drunken nights to Sunday mornings, and how you smiled at me. Wish you'd stay here beside me.
I can confirm it did look like a skull. It's so packed. It's very busy there because it's right next to a main road. And so people are able to just drive, park their car on the side of the road, get out and walk like 50 yards and they're right there. So yeah, nothing too crazy, but still cool to see. That was our last adventure for today.
How it's supposed to be. Wish you stayed here right with me. I can't shake that feeling that we said goodbye too soon. This is it, life's not infinite. It's the only chance we get. So why are we waiting? Why are we waiting? Will it click? Looking for the next new fix. Is this the new kind of sick? Why are we waiting? Why are we waiting? They say they have the answers, but no one's getting better. They say they have the answers, but it's always pay to enter. And isn't life funny? Make some money, spend it all to feel less crummy, and think that we've made it. Think that we've made it. Well, what else? Sit by ourselves, think about the hands we're dealt. I took my sweet time this morning, you guys. I woke up at like 5:30 and it is now 9 o'clock. I decided to just enjoy a slow morning here at the campground. The sunrise was really beautiful. I gave Olive a little bit of outdoor time before we hit the road today, and she is now pretty tuckered out. She's sleeping in the driver's seat, which is why I am sat in the passenger seat. But we are going to hit the road soon. The first stop for today is Arch Rock. I'm going to do that hike first, just in case it does warm up midday, although it is fairly cloudy today and quite windy, so I think that's going to keep things cool for us. And then after Arch Rock, I want to stop by the Cholla Cactus Garden, which I know is closed for the season. I think they're trying to let it regrow. There's probably a significant amount of damage just from the amount of foot traffic in that area. But I'm wondering if there's a place I can park that's far enough away that I'm not causing any issues, but I could get a vantage point of it with my camera. We'll see. That's very up in the air. And I know I need to stop by the South End Visitor Center to get some postcards and my National Park stamp to prove that I was here. Are you ready to go? Ready to hit the road? If I'm trying to get out, we just left our spot. Do I just go?
Just follow this road out.
Okay, perfect. I turned the wrong way as I was coming out of my sight. Thank you.
We travel with our cat as well.
Oh, good. She loves it. You too.
It's growing up over with green, so easy to drive on, but not what it seems. The poison is spilling upstream, and it's taking out every living thing. There's no use in trying, and even if you could, it wouldn't come out like it should. This stubborn kudzu just covers these words. Could you listen to somebody else? Will you only drink from the thoughts of yourself? Are you under the canopy spell? You dig in your heels and spread the disease. You're spreading the disease. Back up the drive a bit. Could you see what this is? This is a part of it all. Over and over, injustice to injury. This is a part of it all. Could you hike back to it, fight with it, sit with it? This is a part of it all.
Well, you guys, that concludes our trip to Joshua Tree National Park. It is much earlier than I was expecting to leave the park. It's like 2:30, and I just finished up at the visitor center. So let me recap everything today for you guys. Arch Rock was the first and only stop, really, and it was very cool. I will say, if you are like me and you have already been to Arches National Park, it might not seem all that impressive just because Arches National Park has so many more rock arches and they are much bigger than this one was, but I still think it deserves love and appreciation. So it was very cool. I am kicking myself when it comes to the Cholla Cactus Garden, which it is pronounced Cholla, not Cholla, which is what I think I said this morning because I'm a doofus. Come on. Come on, good girl. The Cholla Cactus Garden looked breathtaking. It looked amazing. So why don't I have any footage for you guys? It is because it sneaks up on you really quickly when you're driving down the road. You don't really see it, and there's a lot of twists and turns. By the time I got to it, I didn't have my camera turned on or ready, and there was no place to pull out. Like, they actually have the entire parking lot gated off, and there was no place to pull off, and there was a van right behind me, and they weren't trying to stop anywhere, so I just kept going, and there wasn't really anywhere to turn around. So I totally missed it. However, I did buy a postcard so that I could show you guys what it looked like as I drove past it. I think it was beautiful in the daytime, but if you were to go during a time of the year that they're open again, during like sunrise or sunset, that would probably be one of the most breathtaking places in this whole national park. And then the last stop was just the visitor center on the south end. I have to be honest, the whole southern part of the park doesn't really have much to it. It's kind of just a lot of driving, like 25 miles or so of driving through like the, desert, which is very cool, but there wasn't a whole lot to show you guys. So I hope you enjoyed it anyway. I think it was a really fun trip, and would highly recommend staying at a campground if you are coming, because I think that might have been the highlight of the trip for me. That and the Hidden Valley area was very cool because there are so many Joshua trees there. Anyway, Olive and I are just gonna go, gosh, sorry, it's bumpy. Olive and I are just gonna find somewhere to stay for the night. I think I might end up driving a couple hours east of here because that is where we're headed. But that's it. That was my only plan. I'm out of things to tell you guys.
I don't think about it. About you leaving me. I don't know who I'd be. Would everything we built just turn to broken leaves? Walking out that door. Never hearing me talk to myself in the morning anymore. Would it all just turn and turn and turn and turn and turn and turn? You don't think about it.
Tell them how much fun you're having. Don't you love it here? You are covered in dirt. Oh, wait! 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 Come on! Get down. Come on. Come on, you. Get down. I'm sorry, it's so loud. These roads are very bumpy.